Hey everybody, it's Sochi, and today I am back with a renovation build. We're taking a break from Enchanted by Nature to do something that's a little different. Um, Right now, I'm just working on the floor plan, but in the beginning, you must have briefly seen what the original house looked like. And the reason why I was so attracted to this house was because of this gray brick that you're seeing. I just felt like it was so gorgeous. Um, and I just wanted to, put my little spin on it. It was so beautiful when I had first seen it that I was like, I really want to try doing a reno, and just have fun with it, and make the outside a little different, and try a different decorating style on the inside. But this build, I actually started working on it back in the beginning of July. I think it was like July 6th or something around there. But of course, it got interrupted with the release of Enchanted by Nature. And at that point, I just took a huge hiatus. Well, not that big of a hiatus, but I did put a big pause on this build so that I can focus on playing with the pack and learning what they have in terms of build items there, and just having fun with the new Enchanted by Nature stuff. But what you'll see me start to do is I'll start to work on the landscaping. And with the landscaping, I really wanted really wanted for it to blend with the environment, but I realized that I wouldn't be able to do that without opening the debug catalog. But as much as I love the debug catalog, I feel like there's just so much, and it's so hard to what's the word, not manage, but it's so hard to find what you need once you open up debug, because there's just so much in it and it's not organized. It's just debug. So I try not to open it because it just irritates me a little bit, having to try and figure out how to work with it. Well, not necessarily work with it, but just trying to find anything with debug catalog overlapping with the regular catalog. So because I didn't want to open debug, I just made the executive decision to just have fun and do my own thing. And so I decided to just decorate with plants and with bushes that I felt would look nice with the house. And because the house was such a neutral color on the outside, I feel like it was okay to have a more colorful landscaping happening around it. But then you'll see me do my usual technique of turning it into nighttime, just to see how the lighting would look at night, see if I need more ceiling lights, or if I can get away with just putting some plants in. And then I jump right into putting placement furniture, because since I had to come up with the floor plan myself, because I did demolish I did demolish the floor plan that was there before. I wanted to make sure that I had enough space for everything, because if I didn't, I was fully going to start again with making a better floor plan. So that's why I started putting in the placement furniture, and also using the time that I'm taking to do the placement furniture to figure out where I'm going to put windows, because I don't want the windows to really interfere with how I with the other, like, for example, like the stove, and I prefer for the sink to be right underneath the windows. So there's that. And then right off of the kitchen, there is this small room that I was not sure what to do with. I am fully going to move on to the upstairs, but I did want to talk about that little room because I just didn't know what I wanted to do with it. I felt like it would have been logical to turn that room into a into a laundry room. But then I thought, maybe it's better to have a bathroom downstairs, because it is very annoying to have your Sims go all the way upstairs to try and use the bathroom. So in the end, I make it a bathroom, but a part of me still wants for that to be a laundry room. But at the same time, I don't know. Just know that it might look a little different on the gallery once it's uploaded. There's a possibility that I might go back and decide to change it and put the laundry downstairs, but there's a good chance that I might not. But still, just know that I would have preferred for it to be laundry / maybe bathroom. Anywho, moving on, what really brought in the color scheme for the rest of the house is this blue and white rug that I put in the dining room. That rug was what I used to be the foundation of the color palette for the rest of the first floor. That blue and yellow combo was just to die for. It's so beautiful. And it gave me like a really Mediterranean feel that I kind of used as and when I say kind of, I really mean kind of used as a guide for decorating the rest of the house. So as you'll see, I'll start to add that blue color on the wall for where the living room is, and kind of like underneath the stairs. You'll see me add it there, and then you'll see me add that yellow accent in the kitchen. And speaking of the kitchen, for a very brief moment I thought I was going to do yellow cabinets. That was not going to happen. I felt like doing yellow cabinets and yellow appliances was going to be too much, so I settled for just doing yellow appliances and going on from there. I ended up doing a more neutral color, which is like this sort of woodish tone. And a part of me does feel like it blends a little too much into the floor, but still, I'm happy. I'm mostly happy with the way the kitchen looks. And something you'll notice is I am actively trying to find a good balance between having the what is it called? Well, in this scene, the kitchen, but really the whole house be either fully cluttered or cluttered enough to make it feel lived in, but not so much that it hinders gameplay. And that's something that I think I'm still working on. I still have not quite found that happy medium. Because I don't like houses that are excessively cluttered, but I do love having a good amount of clutter to make it feel like, oh yes, Sims live here. And it's not some, what are those called? Those showcase homes or those staged homes. So that's what I was trying to achieve there. But yeah, the rest of this is pretty much just me furnishing the living room and the pretty much the living room, because at this point the kitchen is almost done and the dining room is completely done. But with the living room, what you'll notice is that I pretty much kept it closer to the windows, and then there is that little open space there that I wasn't sure what to do with, and you probably briefly saw in the beginning I had placed a piano, but then I quickly took the piano away because I felt like it was too big. Oh geez, I did forget about the entrance. Yes, the entrance is also another place that I have to finish, but the entrance, it was okay. I put a couple things in there and then I quickly move on. But it was mostly the living room, at least for the downstairs, where I had a lot of back and forth and was trying to figure out what to do. In the end, I put a tabletop game table, and I used, of course, something, these seats from one of the kits that we got. And I always have some reservations about using kits because I of course I bought a few, but I don't have all of them. I just have a handful that I was willing to purchase because I liked a couple of the items that were there, and I thought that they would make decorating some of my houses fun. But I always feel a bit of reservations because I feel bad for the people who were like me before and just, or are still somewhat like me and just don't want to purchase kits. But what you'll also notice is that because I did use the curtains from, I forget what kit it's called. It's something like Oasis something. But for that kit, that was given for free for right before the base game went became free, actually. So that's why you see me use it all the time. I did not purchase that one. There's a couple of kits that I did not purchase, and maybe one day I'll make a video about what packs I think are worth purchasing and which ones I don't think are worth purchasing. For the most part, I've bought every single kit since the game was released back in 2014. It's just a handful that I do not have. So, and those being some of the occults, so the vampire pack and the werewolf pack game packs, I did not purchase them. Most of the kits I do not have because I do not care for a lot of them, and I also think that I just don't really enjoy the kit model. It's not my favorite. I think a lot of things that I will not say in this video, but there's that. And then also Journey to Batuu. I am not a fan of Star Wars, or unfortunately I'm not a fan of Star Wars, so I felt like purchasing Journey to Batuu was just such a waste of money. I don't have it, and I don't think I ever will. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. I feel like I've just yapped for the rest of this video without even really talking about what I was doing, but I mean, the rest of this really is self-explanatory. There isn't much more to talk about with this. So like usual, I'm gonna leave the rest of this with some music. One thing to note though, this is only the first floor of this house. You did briefly see what the upstairs floor plan is, but this is only the first floor. If I was to do the whole thing in one video, it was going to be just way too long, so I decided to split it up into part 1 just being the first floor and then part 2 being the second floor. So I will release part 2, which is the second floor, and some screenshots in a few days. I'll probably post it on Friday at 4. But yeah, if it was to be all together, I promise this was going to be probably around like 45 minutes, and I just felt like that was just so excessive, especially for me. I just felt like it was excessive and nobody was gonna watch that, so I kept it to nice 15-minute chunks, about 15-minute chunks instead. So in the next one, you'll see the second floor and some screenshots. And I might do a bonus video where it will be probably like a bonus video on Saturday. If I post it on Friday, do a bonus video where I just do completely fully base game. It will not be starter home price, but I'll try to make it fully base game so that it still sticks to the original essence of this build. But yes, hopefully I will see you in the next part, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.